most important things you can do when making a sale. And to give you a little background, I've been in the full-time sales profession for well over 3 decades. In fact, I went from virtually no sales knowledge to being the world sales champion in my first job selling fire and security systems. I was the #1 salesperson in the country for products I sold in the pharmaceutical industry, and I've run a sales organization for the past 29 years. Now, before we talk about the 5 things, let's talk about making a great first impression. First of all, you have 4 to 5 seconds to make a good first impression, and in order to do so, you must immediately establish yourself as #1, sharp as a tack, #2, knowledgeable as heck, and #3, an expert in your fields. So sharp, knowledgeable, and an expert. So get your grammar right, enunciate when you talk, study so you know your product, because you must lay that foundation for these 5 important things to work. Sharp as a tack, knowledgeable as heck, and an expert in your field. Now, here are the 5 most important things when making a sale. First of all, the first 3 are grouped into 3 parts, and that's the 3 10s. First of all, get your customer at or near a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 in these 3 important areas. #1, your customer must love your product. Okay? #2, your customer must trust and connect with you. And #3, your customer must trust and connect with your company. Okay? So love your product, trust and connect with you, and trust and connect with your company. You want to try as much as possible to get your customer on a scale of 1 to 10 to get them as close to 10 on all of those 3 key elements. Okay? Next, your job is to lower the action threshold. Okay? Lower the action threshold, and then raise the pain threshold. So what do we mean by these 2 things? Lower the action threshold is something like a money-back guarantee, a cooling off period. You paint a picture that runs counter to their worries and concerns, like long-term relationships or hand-holding. Run through the negative cases that may be in their minds and minimize them. You have to cover these things. So we need to lower their action threshold. We need to get rid of the barriers that would prevent them from saying yes. And we do this by making it easier for them to say yes. Getting rid of those concerns they have. Okay, that's lowering their action threshold so that it still makes it easy for them to take action. They don't see any speed bumps anymore, so they can take action. That's your job. Next is you raise the pain threshold. And we do this ethically, of course. People who feel significant pain tend to act quickly. In fact, we act faster if we to relieve pain than we do to get a desire. People who are in denial of pain act slowly. So identify where the pain lies through intelligence gathering, and then point out the seriousness of that pain. Listen to and present from a perspective of pain. And then, again, this is only done with the customer's best interest in mind. Objections. Now, finally, objections. Objections are smoke screens. So say, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Does the idea make sense to you? Do you like the idea? Then try to get them at or near a 10 for your product. So you loop back, okay? After you ask this question, after they state the objection, keep in mind it's just a smoke screen. I want to talk to my wife. I want to talk to my partner. I want to think about it. I want to do more research. All that means is saying this. What you hear is, you haven't gotten me to a level 10 on your product, you, or your company. Okay? That's what objections are really saying. It's a smoke screen for those 3 things. So ask them the question. After they state the objections, I want to think about it. I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Does the idea make sense to you? Do you like the idea? Okay? Listen to what they say and then loop back to convince them of the product, of you, and your company. Okay? And as a review, get your customer at or near a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 for these 3 things. Love your product, trust and connect with you, trust and connect with your company, and your next job again is to lower the action threshold and raise the pain threshold. And those are the 5 most important things to know when making a sale.